What's your experience with the F word? Feedback. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. When you talk, don't put your hand in your pocket. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. Whenever you sing, don't have gum in your mouth. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. When you do this, don't do it that way, ... because I don't like it. Does that sound familiar to you? Any of that sound familiar to you at all? I don't think it's because people are malicious. I think they're well-intentioned when they try to give feedback, but I don't think that they understand what feedback actually should be. If your feedback's not designed to build up and encourage, and it's not feedback, it's actually target practice. Or at least that's how it feels to the person receiving it. If the only time we have the conversation of here's how you're doing is when we're telling them how they're not doing it the way we want them to do it, that sounds like it might be constructive, but it's not actually building someone up. So what we know is there's this ratio. It's 3-to-1, 5-to-1, 7-to-1. If I hold in my right hand something that you're doing good, and I tell you, hey, nice job, way to go. And then one thing I want you to do better, 1-to-1 ratio, that's not equal. A 3-to-1 ratio, 3 doing goods to 1 do better. Now, this could be as simple as, hey, way to go, you showed up to work on time. You showed up to work, you were on time, and then you brought coffee or whatever the thing is. 3-to-1 is not equal. 5-to-1, 5 doing goods. Huh? Five doing goods to 1 do better is neutral. This is neutral. That means for every one thing that you say, hey, I need you to do this better, I want you to do this better, or maybe more accurately, we say, this is one thing that didn't meet my preferences, one thing you did that I don't like the way you did it. For every one of those, we need to say 5 way to goes, 5 doing goods, 5 this is what you're doing well. But that's just neutral. That's not even positive. To make it positive, it's got to be 7-to-1. So I don't know what that feels like to you. It feels daunting. It feels overwhelming. Mike, are you really saying that if I want to say for every one thing I say that I want you to do better, I've got to say 7 things that you're already doing good? No, you don't have to do anything. My question for you is, what kind of relationship do you want with the person that you're giving the feedback to? Let's keep it in the conference room for now. What kind of relationship do you want to have with that person in the conference room? Do you want to say everything that you want to say? I mean, what you might find right now is you might find that it's flipped. You might find that right now, all the doing betters, the thing I want you to do better, those are in blue, and you're doing that on a 7-to-1 ratio. Oh, and also, by the way, nice job getting the report in on time, getting the proposal on time. Or nice job breathing today. Because most of the time we don't think to reward what we see. We don't think to recognize what we see going well. We just see what we tend to call out what we don't want, what we won't accept, or what we want to do better. And it can be in the name of constructive criticism. Careful, we've probably all got our own ideas about what that looks like. This isn't, well, I guess it kind of is my editorial, right? Really, the question I want you to think about, and maybe you haven't been to the $1.25 tree lately, and you don't have these foamy dice, right? So another way you could do that, you could articulate that, and I have it on my desk over there, is I have a stack of quarters, 1 quarter, and then a stack of 7 quarters. So literally, for every quarter of improvement, I want to see someone I want to try to coach them up. I want to critique them, whatever, lead them, however, what that looks like. Then I need to invest $1.75. For every quarter, I need to invest $1.75 in what they're already doing well. Now, let's take it from the conference room at home to the living room and the other rooms of the house. What's your current culture? Because this is all about culture. Culture is the way we do what we do and the way we allow it to be done. This is how we do it. Like the way that you give feedback, that's your culture of feedback. So let me ask you this question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being awful, 10 being awesome, what's your current culture of feedback? What you're currently doing has gotten you to what you're currently getting, right? So now that I asked you on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your current culture of feedback, and you've got an answer. Now let me ask you this question. What's the difference in that number and a 10? Like if you said a 4, the difference is 6, just because math. If you said a 7, then it's 3. So my question is, what's the gap costing you in feedback? Now, let me ask you this question. As a parent of a teenage driver, anybody else, parents of a teenage driver? Let me ask you this question. When was the last time you recognized your teenage driver for coming in at curfew or before? Most of the time, that's not the thing that gets our attention. Hey, buddy, thanks for being home on time. Most of the time, that's not what we do. I certainly have not come down from the mountain and I don't have it all figured out. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say to you, what I'm trying to encourage you, leader, is what kind of relationship do you want to have with that person? Maybe even a better question is, what kind of conversations do you want to have with that person when you're no longer in the same room with them? Because the thing that you've been saying to them for days, weeks, months, years, those are the conversations that reverberate in their brain and in their heart. So what kind of conversations do you want to continually be having with your adult children, your grown children when they're at the house? You can reverse engineer that. If the only time you said something to them like that was, hey, you need to clean your room. Hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. When you talk, don't put your hand in your pocket. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. Whenever you sing, don't have gum in your mouth. Hey, Mike, let me give you a little feedback. When you do this, don't do it that way. Angry eyebrows, finger in your face. Why? Because I don't like it. If we only tell people how they don't meet our preferences, what kind of culture do you think that's going to cultivate? So, what's your experience with feedback? I would love for you to share your experience in the comments below. What are your thoughts about the feedback ratio that I was telling you about? Oh, this is nice, except for now you can't see any orange ones. We'll see if I can do this. 7 to 1. DM me the word feedback and I'll send you a guide to improve your feedback in 10 minutes or less.